This legendary road stretches 3,000 miles connecting Sacramento, California to Oceanside, Maryland, and is known as Highway 50. Highway 50 is famously known as the loneliest road in America, but this nickname specifically refers to the Nevada portion of the highway. In part one of this road trip across Nevada, we took the loneliest road in America, beginning in Carson City. We then drove to the Churchill Museum in Fallon, had a Monster Burger in Middlegate, checked out the Shoe Tree, visited the courthouse in Austin, drove through Eureka, and stopped in Ely at Hotel Nevada. After a restful night, we picked up where we left off. On day 2, we headed out to get our Ely stamp at the Nevada Northern Railway. The railroad depot is only 7 minutes away from Hotel Nevada, which is about 1.8 miles. The Nevada Northern Railway is the last of its kind and is now a National Historic Landmark encompassing 56 acres and 63 structures. The Ruth branch line ran from Ely to the mining town of Ruth. Ruth was home to the Ruth Copper Pit, which was part of one of the largest copper mining operations in the U.S. The ticket office, which is now a gift shop, was the old waiting room on the first floor. And the second floor housed the original railroad offices. This is a gold scale that was kept in a safe. It was kept in a safe because they were so expensive and they were sensitive. This depot served as the headquarters for the railway, and it included railroad operations, including freight, passenger, and maintenance logistics. Some of the items you'll find here at the depot are old furniture, paperwork, typewriters, ledgers, telephones, and maps. We also paid our respects to Dirt, the railway cat, who was the famous mascot of the Nevada Northern Railway. We also purchased 2 train tickets for a 1-hour round-trip excursion to Keystone. During our self-guided tour of the depot, we opted to take the short tour to the machine shop. The extended tour allows you to explore the entire 56-acre complex. The machine shop remains one of the most important buildings on the entire railroad. The machine shop is where heavy repairs are made, and nearly all the machines are still in use to make and repair parts today. Next to the machine shop is the engine house. The engine house can hold up to 12 locomotives and today houses all of the active locomotives along with other important equipment. Here's a quick snapshot of the engine being prepped for the Keystone excursion. I believe they had a team of about 5 who were checking the pressure, water levels, firebox, and the brakes. And by the time they did their safety checks and connected the cars, it took a good 30 to 60 minutes to prep before we even pulled out. Once we reached Keystone, there was a small settlement that resembled a former mining camp to show you its historical significance. The train ride was scenic and peaceful. On our way back, we even saw Hotel Nevada. We wrapped it up at the Nevada Railway, got back on the road, and set off to the Ward Charcoal Ovens State Historic Park. The drive to the charcoal ovens is about 22 minutes or 16 miles from the Nevada Railway. The Ward charcoal ovens are 6 beehive shaped stone kilns built in the 1800s to produce charcoal for smelting operations tied to the booming Ward mining district, which sprang up after silver was discovered in the area in the early 1870s. Each oven is approximately 30 feet tall and 27 feet in diameter, with walls roughly 20 inches thick. When you walked inside, you could feel the temperature drop. It was so much cooler inside. Each of the ovens were able to hold 6 acres of trees, and there were 6 ovens, which totaled 36 acres of trees. They burned for about 12 days, and the 6 ovens were able to produce 10,500 bushels of charcoal. The charcoal was then transported by wagon to nearby smelters in the mining town of Ward. Ovens were so well preserved and well made, the workmanship was incredible. They were really nice. We left behind the ovens and we're now on our way to our final destination, the Great Basin National Park in Baker, Nevada. The drive from the ovens is an hour and 13-minute drive, which is 61 miles. At the Great Basin, we wanted to see the Lehman Caves, which are famous for their beautiful limestone formations. And just so you're aware, if you're traveling to the Lehman Caves, there are 2 visitor centers, one when you enter the park and a second when you get to the Lehman Caves. Check-in is at the second visitor center at the Lehman Caves location. When we went to the Lehman Caves, we didn't know you had to have a reservation to take the tour. All visits to Lehman Caves are by guided tour only. I believe they have a 90-minute tour and a shorter 30-minute tour. They do allow walk-up reservations, however, you will need to show up early to form a line. For us, we just happened to be there by 8 a.m., but even then, there was already a line of maybe 15 people ahead of us. As a result, we ended up getting a 10 o'clock reservation. Walk-up appointments are only able to take the 30-minute guided tour. To pass the time, you can check out the visitor center or take a short 15 to 20-minute Mountain View trail, which is just outside of the visitor center, that has a number of markers that highlight various trees, plants, and shrubs. Before going in, you're asked to cleanse your shoes, and you'll want to take a jacket because it's cold year-round. The temps end up dropping to about 50 degrees. There's also a Native American presence, and you're asked not to speak when you're walking in through the tunnel. The Lehman Caves is actually one large cave with multiple chambers. When the caves were discovered in the late 1800s, they would give public tours with candles and a rope, but people would actually break off the pieces of the limestone formations to take home. The caves became protected in 1922. It was a great experience for us, and it was well worth the drive. We have never explored a cave like this. The formations were incredible. And as a bonus, on our way out, we even saw a small bat hanging from above. We left the Lehman Caves and decided to take the Wheeler Peak Scenic Drive, which is a 12-mile paved road that climbs up to the alpine slopes of Wheeler Peak, Nevada's second highest mountain. On the drive, we saw beautiful panoramic views before getting to the Bristlecone Alpine Lakes trailhead. Here they have a few hiking trail options that range from 0.4 miles to 8.4 miles. We weren't prepared for a hike, so we only took the Sky Island accessible loop, which was only 0.4 miles. The Sky Island Forest Trail Accessible Loop is a short, scenic, and wheelchair-accessible trail that's located at the upper end of the Wheeler Peak Scenic Drive. The trail was so peaceful, the creek seen here is called the Lehman Creek, which is a small alpine stream that flows down from high elevations of the Wheeler Peak area. The creek weaves through the forests, meadows, and canyons towards the desert valley below. The creek creates a lush green forest with aspen, willows, ferns, mosses, and wildflowers. On the trail, you'll also see trees that grow curved. This is especially common around the Wheeler Peak area due to harsh environmental conditions. The bristlecone pines grow curved or twisted because of constant winds, heavy snow and ice, harsh climate, uneven light exposure, and soil movement. The alpine trees are constantly adapting to survive. The wind batters them, the snow bends them, the cold slows them down, sunlight pulls them, and soil shifts under them, changing the tree as it grows. Before heading down the mountain, we stopped one last time at Mother's Point, which is a scenic overlook offering breathtaking views of the basin and landscape stretching across Nevada. Once we made it down the mountain, we stopped at the Bristlecone General Store. They had the official Highway 50 Survival Guide sign, which made it an official stamp location. This market was right down the street from the visitor center. We're at the Bristlecone General Store in Baker, Nevada. We just got done doing the Great Basin National Park, and they were able to give me my last and final stamp of my Highway 50 passport book for Baker, Nevada. As you can see here, we got our final Baker, Nevada stamp at the Bristlecone General Store. We have collected a total of 5 stamps, which is needed to get our certificate. This concludes our journey across Nevada on the loneliest road in America. Please be sure to like and subscribe and join us in the next one.